Pep Guardiola with Adam. You can feel, you can hear, you can see the frustration because it's not the team that he thought he would have this season.
No.
Yes, they've got a lot of injuries, but they're just not playing the football we expect.
No, the confidence is lacking within the side. They're missing chances. Bernardo Silva's effort could have made it 2-0. Different game totally then. Missed penalty. They're the frustrations. And they always look like leaking a goal, even when they get their nose in front, which is historically impossible for Manchester City, but it is now. That's the reality.
We saw there, Rach, he said he was happy with the crowd officially, but you saw him there trying to raise the spirits, trying to make the noise in here, trying to get them going.
Yeah, and we've been here all day, and I can't say they've blown the roof off the place,
No.
the fans. But, as well as we've talked about Pep Guardiola going through a period of time that he's never encountered before as a manager, a time where they've lost so many games, conceded so many goals, been so uncharacteristic in what he's created here at Manchester City. So have the fans who, unless they've been, Main Road and in previous areas prior to Pep Guardiola, then they expect success. They expect to steamroll teams like Everton who come to the Etihad.
There's a bad run, Phil, and then if you look at the stats of the top 5 leagues in Europe in the last 2 months, November and December, only Heidenheim, who are currently 16th in the Bundesliga, have conceded more goals than the Premier League champions. That tells you where the problems are, doesn't it?
It's incredible, You'd never have thought that. You look at the interview, he looks so flat. The players at the end, they look defeated. And for a team that's literally won the Premier League 4 times on a spin, you never believe that. So it's going to be a big month ahead. I'm sure they'll bring some players in. I'm sure they'll try and shake things up. But they just need to get a win. No matter how, they just need to somehow find 3 points.
We looked at Sean Dyche's next 6 games for Everton. We'll show you the Manchester City ones now, which includes Leicester, of course, we mentioned in the interview, that whopper against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League, where he said before this game that he's worried about finishing in those Champions League spots for next season.
And if you're going to pick a set of fixtures coming up that's going to get you out of trouble and get your team scoring goals and get your team keeping clean sheets, that's not a bad fixture sheet. But the way things are going at the moment, you couldn't guarantee any result against any team, the way City are conceding goals and missing chances at the other end.
Stuart, as being a former manager, would you consider changing not everything that you did, but how you set up, going up against teams where you're expected to win? Because kind of what he's been doing has not been working in this last sort of 12 games.
I would, because I've not got the CV that Pep's got. I've not got the trophy cabinet he's got. No, and I'm being serious now. When you're a manager that's thumbing your way through and trying to find a way, you try everything. You change tactics, formation, you change everything. When you've won the Premier League title 4 years running, you know you're doing something
He'll
right.
still believe in what he's doing.
Exactly
which is the right thing for 99% of his managerial career, so he'll still believe in that. The only thing I worry about is the games are going to come thick and fast, and that squad is thinning out literally by the hour, let alone the day.
Do you all feel they're going to finish top 4 this season in the Premier League or not?
I'm not sure now. Right. I'm really not sure now on what I'm seeing, because I've seen it for too long now. It's not been...
Not a tiny blip, is it?
No, it's not. It's gone from a bad run to a bad season. Yeah. We're on the verge of it being a bad season at the moment.
Yeah, and you can see what... We've seen teams who are full of confidence, maybe half the quality of a Manchester City team, and what that can do. And this is the opposite, a team that has no confidence. The talent doesn't shine through, and that's where City are at the moment.
The funny thing is, they could still come away with 2 trophies.
Yeah.
That's as crazy as it goes. Obviously, they've got the FA Cup, they've got the Champions League. They could put a run together. I wouldn't like to put money in them not putting a run together. You just don't know when that's going to start and how long it'll last for.
And one final point to make is that a lot of the pressure, and I think maybe the manager takes a lot of that on his shoulders. What about the players today? What about the players in this run? What do you want to see from them? Yes, there's injuries in that squad. Yes, they're a bit bare compared to how we've seen them in previous seasons, but we're not seeing the performances, we're not seeing the levels, are we, Stuart?
That was why I put the question to him at the start. Who lifts you, Pep? You've been lifting this football club for a number of years. Who lifts you when you're down at this moment in time? It's got to start with the players. It always does. It starts and ends with the players more often than not. They're the ones that have got in the 93rd minute, have got to run back towards their own goal quicker than the Everton 4 players breaking on 2 defenders did. And they're the little marginals that might just get you over the line.
At what point do you think he might criticise the players? Because he's not singled anybody out, he's not said anybody's out of shape, he's not said anybody's not trying. And you watch that post-match interview, he doesn't say much, but he's not taking the opportunity to say, I need more from my team.
I think he'll know his changing room, so if there comes a time where he feels he can, but at the moment, I'm not sure. Like I say, with the lack of depth and the players on the bench, there's not too many people he can turn to. I don't think now's the right time, because he's literally one or two people away from fielding, teenagers and stuff like that. So it's a big month ahead. He'll hope that next time they get a penalty and they want, and it's 1-1 or the 1-0 up, they'll take it and they'll see a game out. So I don't see him. Look, Pep knows what he's doing. He's been doing an amazing job for so many years. Obviously, this will be new to him, but I'm sure he'll find a way to get this team challenging as best he can.